Holland House Church was held at my home every Sunday. I'm truly proud of my parents, Florence and Ao Yong Piao, for taking that step of faith to open the house for service every week. Freddie and Henry Tan would bring the guitars, and then they would just play music, and then everybody would be singing at the top of their voices.
I was attending a church service at the Church of Good Shepherd in 1976 and joined a cell group in Depot Road. Canon James Wong was then pastor in charge, and he is very fast. He sent the whole cell group to form Depot Road House Church. Thereon, we combined with Holland House Church to become the Chapel of the Resurrection.
We were challenging Shepherd to move out as a ship into the ocean. It was in dry dock, waters were filling up. So when it was full, opening the gates, the ship just sailed out. So COR is a ship.
The first two attempts to visit COR when the building was under construction. It was in scaffold. When I visited the site, I couldn't carry myself to believe that there is a church operating inside there. And I returned home disappointed.
When we were growing at COR, we were still at the old Malan Road campus. So there was this very significant place where all the kids would go to wait for parents after service and to play. That is called the old library, where it was near King's Hall. And then there was a Laura Lee room.
We also used to play in the tunnels. We would dare each other to walk into this really dark tunnel at the old SAJC campus.
40年前，我本来也是跟你们一样在英文部，当时我们是在学院的 canteen 聚会，大概20多人吧。后来慢慢就到了礼堂小礼堂聚会，那个我们的一个叫那个什么叫做 lecture room， 我们在那边聚会，就发觉英文部的弟兄常常带一些父母亲啊亲戚来，可是他们听不懂英文。那么在这1983年的时候，我们就开始一个华文的读经班。第一个读经班在我家里开始了。那么第二年1984年，我们就开始一个正式的一个华文部聚会。大概那时候有27个人，我们就在 Century 我们的福和堂那个小礼堂开始聚会。
福和堂那个以前是黄牧师带领的，他很有爱心，还有那些弟兄姐妹都跟我都很好，一个很好的感情。
到1991年开始，我们就有了广东部。
广福是在1992年开始聚会的，那时才10多20个人吧。那么我们就在一个马兰路的一个祷告室那边开始聚会。
We have a very committed team, which come early and go back late at night, and the first one to open and the last one to close.
We had to do a lot of physical jobs, like sweeping the canteen and cleaning up the canteen and doing all sorts of hard, tough work. But there was no complaint. In fact, they enjoyed every bit of it because of their exuberance and their energy and their passion for the Lord, because of the baptism of the Holy Spirit.
I was working for Canon James Wong, taking care of his house. So one day he said, Kim, I'm going to bring you to see the church. So I said, all right. So I come here, I'm in the church there. It was very messy because nobody was taking care of the church. So Canon James Wong said, Kim, from now on, you will take care of this place. So I said, I will have to really look to the Lord to take care of this place, to clean it up, that it's presentable.
All the members pitched in together to make the evangelistic meeting and the combined services at the Lok Ching Kim Hall. Through those evangelistic meetings, some of my siblings came to know the Lord and accepted the Lord.
When I joined COR, I was in the youth fellowship. So as part of the youth fellowship, we are involved in a lot of outreach activities. Every Christmas, we are involved in caroling, and we are also involved in dancing and doing outreach work outside Lucky Plaza on the steps in Orchard Road.
In 1986, I took a small team from Singapore to go to Jerusalem for the Feast of Tabernacle. And so we were very much inspired by the praise and worship there. So I said, whenever to bring it back to Singapore. It's not possible for Singapore to go to Jerusalem, but Jerusalem can come to Singapore. So when I came back, I organized the church, churches together. The main purpose was to unite the churches together in praise and worship.
One of the highlights is the banner procession. We are all not professional seamstress, nor professional, not the RT people, but we just came together, pray and ask God for a simple message that we want to put onto the banners.
2004, the ministry already talked about having COR to move from Malan Road to SAJC. The government want to acquire so-called the land that we have over here, plan to sell or convert this whole entire place at the village into a condominium. But Bishop Moses said no, it's a sanctified ground and we need to move over back to SAJC here.
A few challenges when we faced when we wanted to move to from Malan Road to Potong Pasir. One of the main things is that where we were located in Malan Road is in the west, and now we're moving to the east, and we will lose members when we shift here. And because most of us are staying in the west, and then they didn't want to move. Our outreach is more to the SAJC students. And they were, when we were in Malan Road, they were in the same vicinity where we are, same compound. They can drop in anytime to talk and converse with us and pray with us. But when we moved to Potong Pasir, SAJC is across the river, but how are we going to reach out to them? We had several EGMs. I think turning point came when one of the EGMs when our then vicar, Canon Benson, was asked Pastor Robin John to share in the EGM, and he shared that it is time for COR to move because our time is Malan Road is up. We need to pack up and move and come to a new place where God can use us mightily.
I actually received Christ in SAJC, so SAJC is a very special place for me. When I graduated from NUS in 1999, I wanted to give God my first fruits.
The idea of mentoring came about in 1999 from the pastor of Praise Fellowship, Reverend Joshua Sudaman, and myself, then the pastor of the youth congregation. We both envisioned members in our church giving their first fruits after graduation before embarking on their careers to the SAJC ministry. It is our belief that the college is our God-given harvest field, and we are so thankful that over the years, a number of our young people did answer the call and impacted many lives.
One of the key things that we do is to disciple, to evangelize and to disciple.
I ended up in COR when I was in J2, and then I met my mentor at that time through the mentors program in SAJC, and my mentor was Sharon, and then she brought me to this church. When I was in uni, at that time I was very busy, so I didn't really get to come to church very often sometimes because my rehearsal schedules would clash on Sundays, and so I didn't really get to see my cell that much during the 3 years as well. But I remember that they would always come and either visit me in school for dinner, or that when we had performances they would always make sure they would come no matter how busy they were.
I followed my parents to church when I was young, but only around when I was 13, 14, I started to really commit and come to church for the right reasons.
我同样啊，从小到大，我爸爸就带我们来教会，所以直到我们进青少年的时候，才自己经历到上帝。
当我做全职的时候，不久以后就开始了我们华文部的一个青年的聚会，叫新生命聚会。对我来说，那个非常重要。因为在华文部里面，我们要自己去门训，去栽培新的下一代。新的一些的年轻人起来，就是承接中文的事工。
我们都非常年轻，我们有很多的服饰，但我们一起同心就有一个同样的一个目标，一起来奔向，所以对我来说非常经典。
Actually, for myself, the highlight will also be the start of New Life Service because before that, as a whole congregation, a lot of times the message don't really speak to the youth, or rather it's not very applicable. But ever since we started New Life Service, I realized that the youth have been growing a lot more as compared to before because the messages and all is more catered towards young people.
I have been with CR for 29 years and I have the privilege of experiencing the church planting phase in the 90s where Praise was actually formed. Some of them actually left us, so for those of us who stayed behind, it was comfortable seeing the familiar face every week. That's why it wasn't easy actually for us to adjust when Praise and youth come together to form the Saturday praise service in 2008. Apart from the new faces, there's also the difference in timing. Now we have to meet on Saturday rather than Sunday. But it took us a while to adjust to the new timing. However, it took us a few years actually to know the new brothers and sisters from SPS family. On hindsight, it was really a blessing for us to join SPS back in 2008 because we just started out in our parenting journey, so it's good to know other parents along this exciting experience also.
So I started writing with the simple conviction that God could give me songs, that He could use me to write songs that would hopefully bless the church.
I started writing out of that a very simple desire to say, hey, you know, I've been so impacted by these songs, I wish I could do the same for others, so I just tried my hand at it.
In a way, these songs belong to us as a church family, and I think there's something really precious about that.
Quite often we have people coming up asking, hey, you know that song, you know, we want to use it for cell group, or we like that song, we've been ministered by it, do you have a recording of it? And more often than not we don't have. It's usually just a very rough demo that we do. So we figured, hey, it may be a good thing to explore, to try, to see how it turns out.
Life's End was a musical that COR put together in 2010. It was the first time the church really put up an original musical with original music and an original script. And in a sense, it was also a launch pad for the Creative Arts Ministry in COR. Ned and I were the co-directors and also the script writers, and we had no experience. Yeah. So it was very stressful.
When Joel first approached me to compose the music, I remember I just graduated from NAFA. So I had like almost close to zero experience in writing songs, and actually not just writing songs but composing songs for a musical, which is actually quite different.
It was like 1 month before the showtime, and the production committee, we were still looking at one another thinking, are we even going to be able to pull it off? Yeah. There was much prayer involved.
It was interesting because we were still in the midst of school and yet this was happening in the background. And it was leading up towards Christmas, so everyone was very busy.
Yes.
And we had to find whatever pockets of time to get it done.
I came to COR in July 2015 to attend my son's Let's baptism. I stay on with COR because I have a very good cell group with me, and I got a lot of learning in COR. I attended the Spirit Spoon, the Hebrew class, Greek class.
Embarking on Alpha in 2016 was a faith-enriching experience, not just for our cell group, but also for our family. In 2016, our daughter Ruth, that was the year that she took part in PSLE, and that was the first time for our family too. It was only possible because of God's assurance and of His help that we can actually take part in the program. We have seen many lives touched through the program, and some of them have joined our cell group since then.
What I like about COR is the ability to serve and grow in a family-like environment.
COR is where I found my husband and my family group, and they're all still worshiping in this church. It's a family church.
很多人都会看到说，在我们这个教会里面有很多，就是一家一家的来到教会。 所以很多人就知道哦，原来某某人是谁的孩子，某某人是谁的姑姑、阿姨、婆婆
I would say COR is our life right from the start when we were student, and then into adulthood, and then married, and then now our second generation, both Michaela and Caleb, is also actively involved in church.
Every stage of our lives, we get different people who come in and journey along with us.
Well, back in 1991 and 92, I then brought my then boyfriend Caleb to church, and he was not a believer then, and I think my mum thought that he was quite a good guy, so she actually called all her COR friends to pray for him, and there were no hard sell gospel message to him or anything like that. They were just very genuine and friendly. So and they prayed unceasingly. And then one day out of the blue, he just came to me and he said, "Oh, I want to be baptized." So I really praise God. It's truly the prayers of all our friends in COR.
When I first came, it was really how everyone felt like family here. That everyone was very close and the community was very tight.
So I joined COR since I was born here, or some people prefer a funny answer, would say divine intervention.
I can walk down the corridor and call people out by name, and so I think that's something that really attracts me to this church.
During Canon James' long time, he's quite fatherly to me, and Esther, his wife, was quite motherly to us, and they always minister to us in a very gentle way, even though sometimes you see different side of him.
My greatest prayer is for COR to continue looking forward to a big harvest field.
COR will be a part of uniting the churches together.
That there will be a revival of the same kind of the same kind of degree, that the young people will be vibrant and energetic and passionate for the Lord.